This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English. This is Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends. Glad to have you here on this Thursday,
Yes,
Jackson.
Welcome. We love to make you a big part of the show.
Absolutely.
For that, we go to Sweet Baby James,
Yes, Big
who
J.
has our question of the day.
Oh, our question of the day is easy.
Yeah, what's that?
Which celeb would you want to be for a day?
Ooh, okay. Is whoever is married to Selma Hayek, is he a celebrity?
Well, you know he's a
multi-billionaire.
He's a multi-billionaire.
Billionaire,
Yeah.
yeah.
Does
He owns like the
Louis Vuitton? Yeah.
So is he a celebrity? Then I wanna be him.
I will, in certain spaces. Yes.
I think, for some reason, I watched The Boys series,
Okay.
and I really like that Jack Quaid. And I think, he is, you could easily say he would have been a Nepo baby, but I was talking to some friends, I go, that's the kind of guy I want to hang out with. He just seems like he's cool.
Yeah.
That's who, so if I had to pick a guy, that would be Jack Quaid.
Okay.
And he's a cool name, too.
Margot Robbie. This
Yeah,
off the top of my head.
yeah.
Oh, my gosh. She's got such a great career.
The Margot Robbie with
Wuthering
Will Smith.
Heights.
Oh, that was a great movie, by the way.
Wuthering Heights just came out, right?
Yes, it did. Yeah, I love her. How about you?
Honestly,
You are LL Cool J.
Yes, this is true.
I wouldn't want to hang out with him though. Although
Who would you want to be?
I would say the celebrity I would like to hang out with is Elon.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
I
good
kind
one.
of learned.
But the question was, who would you want to be?
Oh yeah, well Elon then. I
You
would
would
like
be-
to
yeah.
right now because I'm tech.
Just
tech
to get
heavy.
inside there and
Right?
think
Just to
what
figure out
he's
some stuff.
thinking,
Yeah.
because I mean, you could say whatever you want to say, but this guy is.
Well, what they're doing next for
is a
SpaceX
disruptor.
and all that stuff, I kind
Oh,
of want
it's
to.
insane.
I want to in on that. The IPO is coming, baby. Or is it out already?
It's coming. I
It's
don't think it's
coming.
out
There you
yet.
go.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
All right. So tell the folks at home how they can get a hold
Of
of
course.
you, how they can participate with the question
Yes.
of
Oh, if you want to participate on a question of the day, I kind of want to do it in like an Italian way because
I'm heading to Italy.
right.
I need to get ready. for it.
Just go to our website, dailyflashshow.com, and click on Sound Off, or you can email me at flash@dailyflashshow.com. Just let me know how you want to handle your question of the day and which celeb do you want to be for today. So that's interesting.
We love a good question of the day.
Mamma mia, where's my cannoli?
I think you have to remind yourself that they have issues just like ours.
Yeah.
But it was more money, more problems.
That's
That
it.
is true.
That's
That
it.
is true. There is a new crime doc on Netflix, and it is stirring up outrage about parents, about boundaries, and about social media. The crash recounts a deadly car wreck turned murder case. Now, here's body cam footage from the scene.
Radio. This car's split in two. Radio, there's an occupant inside. Send us a squad now. We gotta bust the window out. Send us some more units.
Okay, so investigators say the trio had been out with friends. The crash happened around 6 o'clock in the morning. This happened in Ohio. The car was going more than 100 miles per hour.
And they show some surveillance camera of this, and you don't know what that looks like until you actually see it. And it was, I got goosebumps.
I
when
did
seen
too.
it, man. It was,
More of the sound
yeah.
than the actual crash scene, because they show the security footage in court, and you can see the parents of the victims in this crash absolutely fall apart. Mackenzie Sharilla, she was the sole survivor and the driver of the car. Dominic Russo, her boyfriend, and their friend, Davion Flanagan, were killed on impact. The documented case, they say, of violence in the relationship between Mackenzie and Dom. In fact, Dom's brother alleges that Mackenzie threatened to kill Dom in a car crash. The parents of Mackenzie in complete denial about their daughter's behavior. And Dominic's dad in the documentary makes reference to 17, 18-year-old Dom being
Yes.
able to make a lot of money, and he was okay with that. But you never really find out exactly what Dom was doing, but it's hinted at.
And Mackenzie's father also says, look, he wasn't hurting for money. Right?
Yes.
And I have to say, when they went through the vehicle, they found illegal substances because she was under 17, but they found pot, they found scales, which is kind of showing you that when you see scales, you're selling it.
Yes.
He was never charged, or nobody was charged for that. But also.
And mushrooms.
And mushrooms in there as well. So they were almost. It's sad to think that they were thinking, let's hope she was on mushrooms when... I got that feeling when you watch it, let's hope she was on mushrooms when this happens. But that was not the case because they didn't find it in her blood whatsoever. And they found THC inside her blood as well. So it goes to show you what was her mindset. Was they trying to set it up? And really saying that really it was something that she was determined to do.
Yes, it was calculated and almost, pre-planned and intentional according to the prosecutor in the case. And that's why they decided to charge her with murder as opposed to involuntary manslaughter for a car crash, because they claimed that what she did was intentional.
There's more to that where they had some, James, you were saying that they even mentioned some of the fact that she kind of might have scouted it out.
Yeah, so just looking at this case, the GPS data that they really didn't go into, I guess in a documentary.
Not too deep.
Yeah, not too deep. It shows that she had went through that path, and the detective said the cell phone that shows her location was approximate, so it's not something that just came out of the blue. But she went around that path multiple times before the accident happened. So we're looking at a situation where it could be alleged that she, took that path to scout it out before she did the actual crash, because looking at the video, there's no one around.
Oh.
No, matter of fact, they didn't find her until about an hour. They found the accident until about an hour later.
So an hour later, she's the only one that's wearing a seatbelt. The way that the crash happened is lucky that she survived, but even if the airbags would have opened for the other two gentlemen, they would never survive, according to what I've read and what I've seen.
And so it's interesting now that cars come with what they call like a black box. They can show that she never took her foot off of the accelerator.
Right.
She never tapped the brake. She was going, a few minutes beforehand, she went around a corner nice and slow.
Yeah.
And she
Knew
knowing
exactly
a little bit about this road, right?
Right.
So because it went straight into this brick building, and again, I go back to watch the surveillance video of it. It just blows you away.
So one of the things, like I'm reading and looking, and it's suspicious, was the POTS thing, right? So
which is a condition.
Yeah. It's I forgot. It's post or cardio something.
Her parents attempted to try and suggest in court that it was she was having a medical issue.
Right.
But the investigators say that counters what they found on the black box, because again, she never let her foot off the gas.
Yeah.
She didn't brake. The car didn't swerve. So if she was having an actual medical episode, it wouldn't be driving 100 miles an hour straight into a building.
And then that also goes to the argument about how these parents are, if that was the case, how negligent they are, because she allowed her to get a driver's license. She not only did that, if she knew that she had this syndrome, after the wreck, she allowed her to drive again.
Yeah.
So, and the judge came out and said that, and was quick to think about it. It's like, wait a minute. So you knew she had this, and you let her drive, which to me says everything about the parents, and they should be able to take. They should have to take responsibility.
So that was going to be my next question. I mean, how do you, if this is the case, everybody's looking at everything. The parents, up to my feeling, is that they're enabling her.
Oh,
how are
100%.
they being punished? Because we just talked about some of the things that she's said and done on social media because she wants to be an influencer. So how do you punish the parents for enabling her, allowing their child to do all the things that she did?
I think because this is my pure speculation, they charged her as an adult. So that would have to change the argument if they charge her as an adolescent or a minor rather, then possibly they could have. But they said you're an adult, you made an adult decision. Whenever they come and said we're going to charge you as an adult, you made an adult decision, which would circumvent even taking on any kind of responsibility. Now the court of public opinion completely is these parents should be 100%
I was going to say this too. You brought up something very important. I think when you're looking at this case, I know people are on both sides and everybody wants to defend, but what she said at the end of the documentary sealed the deal for me.
100%.
Oh, she's in prison giving her first ever interview, according to her. She's all dolled up, hair's up, makeup is on, and she's talking to the interview. She continues to repeat herself over and over with the same phrase. And then when she thinks the cameras have stopped rolling, she turns to someone off camera. I'm assuming it's her attorney, saying, "Did I say everything right? Did I say it the right way?"
Wow. Yeah, I want to make sure that people know that this. Yeah, it was coached 100%, which goes back to everything and talking about how she is a product of this social influencer stuff, that nothing is real. And I think she even came out and some of saying, look, it was nothing real, it was just my influencer.
Yeah.
We would love to know what you think. Hey, here's our Brain Flash question. Read it. We'll have the answer when we return. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's see if you got today's Brain Flash question correct or not. The question once again, what is the first feature-length animated film ever nominated for a Best Picture Oscar? If you said Beauty and the Beast, you got it right. A lot of people thought it was maybe like Snow White, but it was. This is for Best Picture altogether, so nominated. Okay. And it's an animated as well. A romantic breakup, boy, that could be devastating. It can lead to a pretty bad downward spiral, but it doesn't have to define actually who you are. In fact, it actually can be a positive driver for change. Joining us now with more is recovery expert Lora Cheadle. Lora, thank you so much for joining us. I imagine everybody watching this, including myself, has gone through this. I want to start off with a quote of yours, which is, "What shapes our lives isn't the event itself, it's who we become after it." First off, I wholeheartedly agree with you, but explain that in more detail.
Yeah, exactly. When something bad happens to us, it's so easy to get caught in that downward spiral and to start replaying all of the bad things. And first this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. Yeah. And then, pretty soon we're sucked in. And when we take our focus off of the past, off of the train wreck, what happened, and we start moving towards the future and thinking things like, well, who can I become because of this? How can I feel differently? What else might be possible for me? It just changes the whole trajectory of the experience. Yeah. And we start, looking for all of those positives.
I kind of, when I was dating, after my divorce, I started dating, single for quite some time. But somebody had once told me, is like, you know what? A relationship should be like what they taught you in the Boy Scouts with a campground, is that you should leave it better than you were before. And that is a lot of self-discovery and that sort of thing. And unfortunately, that comes a lot of times at the end of the relationship. And once I realized I'm dating the people that I don't want to marry so I could find the right one, it kind of helped me out. But why otherwise are romantic breakups or maybe even betrayal events, why do they hurt so deeply?
Oh, they hurt so bad because it impacts our identity. It's not just, oh, this bad thing happened and it doesn't say anything about me. It's me. It's who I am.
You know, a lot of people will say that there is lots of changes that happen when people kind of move away or if something happened to them and kind of they change who they are. What actually changes when people move away from those people that they were romantically involved with?
Well, it's hard. It's destabilizing because all of these expectations that you had about yourself and the relationship and what it means I'm worthy. It means I'm chosen. It means I found the one.
Yes.
You know, people get so focused on what these singular events mean. And then when you have to move away from that, we feel lost. We feel not good enough. We internalize that something is wrong with me instead of stepping back, looking at the broader picture and realizing, you know what? Maybe this is good. Maybe this is bad. Maybe it just doesn't mean anything at all, but it's a change. And I have to navigate my way through the change. And, what is possible for me on the other side? How can I become someone better or different, just like you were saying earlier?
You know, that saying, you find out who you marry when you divorce them. You find out, and relationships, people change throughout the time. When you get to the point where you realize, well, this is just not working out, is it because you gave them so much vulnerability that it hurts more because of the fact that, I gave this person so much and I didn't get back what I wanted? Are we investing too much? Are we thinking too much about ourselves?
I mean, that's definitely a part of it. A lot of it really, really goes back to our expectations. And sometimes we have very unrealistic expectations in relationships, but we don't know it. we don't understand that they're unrealistic expectations because sometimes we haven't even verbalized what they are. It's just that somebody's not meeting our needs and we don't really know why. So, to your point earlier, it's about that self discovery. What do I want in this relationship? What am I expecting somebody else to do? Where can I step up? Where am I stepping up too much? And ultimately, what is going to work out for me and for this person so we can both become better versions of who we are?
And are you saying that betrayal actually, could that be maybe a doorway to figuring out those things you just mentioned, including clearer, say, boundaries and maybe even some of that self-trust and maybe just making a change altogether?
Yeah, absolutely. I know when I went through betrayal, it was the most enlightening experience. On the one hand, it was the most painful. On the other hand, it was the experience. It was the catalyst that finally made me realize all of the ways I was abandoning myself, all of the ways that I was relying on other people in an unfair way. And it did give me the opportunity to become clearer in myself, clearer in my boundaries, to really know who I was and just to become a stronger human.
Okay, so Lora, it seems like when you are breaking up with somebody, you're like, oh, I'm never gonna live again, just yada, yada, yada. And so I'm talking to the people that are friends with those people, okay, when I ask this question. What do we say to people that are maybe going through a breakup or have gone through a breakup? Because normally we go, well, it'll be okay, you're gonna find somebody better, that sort of thing. But I'm expecting to hear that. Is there a way that we could help that person even more in realizing that this could be a great learning experience?
Yeah, definitely. I think first and foremost, offering a little bit of compassion and giving them a space to breathe because a breakup is traumatic and it is difficult. And then I think second, asking them questions, asking them future focused questions,
Okay.
forward leaning questions is really a good way to get them to move into the future instead of ruminate on the past.
It's important to do that too, but it's so true, right? It's like you are going to be a better person if you handle this right, because you're going to realize on the other side of this is something wonderful, and you're going to wind up like I did, finding a beautiful, understanding woman that I had to date those other people. Nothing wrong with them. To find her though. So I love everything that you say. I think it's great. And you at home, if you know somebody that's going through a breakup, or maybe you're going through one, you can find out more information and check out Lora's book. It's called It's Not Burnout, It's Betrayal. Just visit LoraCheadle.com and you can get that book there. Thank you so much for joining us. We got more Daily Flash coming up right now. By the way, we'll have links on our website at dailyflashshow.com. Go check it out now. Everybody, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's Thursday, which means it's time to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. In selected theaters is the horror comedy Mimics.
You wish someone would waltz in and wave a magic wand, catapult your career, make everything perfect for you.
It doesn't have to be like this. I have something that can change everything.
I'm the one who can make all your dreams come true.
A down-on-his-luck impressionist makes a pact with a wicked puppet to propel him to stardom, unleashing a nightmare threatening the safety of those he holds dear. I chatted with the film stars Stephen Tobolewsky and Christopher Polaha, who also directs.
I would say one thing is be careful of who you make your deals with. That we all have the same future inevitably, but what fills that future is going to be the love that we fill our life with.
Yeah, and again, same thing. You gotta. I guess my question would be, what are you willing to die for?
Yeah.
Do you want to belong to the world, or do you want to belong to yourself and possess, community, love, your parents, your wife, your kids, or, so it's a cautionary tale.
Mimics is simply a fun, creepy, and romantic film not to be missed. It's one of the best horror comedies I've seen in a long time. Again, it's playing in selected theaters now and gets an A. It's rated PG-13. Streaming on Disney Plus is the romantic biodrama Love Story, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette.
John, I want to introduce you to Carolyn Bessette. Carolyn, this is John Kennedy. Hi. Sorry, is this a bad time?
This 9-part drama explores the undeniable chemistry and high-profile marriage of one of the most iconic couples of the 20th century, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. I chatted with stars Sarah Pidgeon and Paul Anthony Kelly.
I had such a wonderful time getting to embody this witty, sensitive, electric young woman who, I mean, people have said who knew her, the last thing she would want to be known for are her clothes. You know, there was so much life and vivacity that she carried with her. I hope people feel more familiarity with who she was, her great love with John, and just finding a great passion in their lives within each other.
My hope and intention is that they just are able to see these individuals as human. You know, they are both so storied and held in such high regard that they become almost mythological. But our intention, I think, in this production was to really humanize them and make them relatable.
Although stunningly filmed and acted, the series has too many overly saccharine moments, making the experience more of a fantasy than a biographical drama. Again, it's streaming on Disney Plus and gets a C. It's rated TVMA. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Hey, thank you there, Tony. It's time for us to jump in to Daily Digits. It's where we find those numbers that are inside your news. Your first number? 16, as in 16 years. That's how long Walmart held the title as the world's largest company by revenue until now. 16 years has a long time, and Amazon just edged out the retail giant after reporting more than $716 billion in annual sales. The company's e-commerce growth with a cloud computing arm drove it straight to the top. Walmart is still a beast, but after a 16-year run at number one, the crown now comes with free 2-day shipping. So I guess, actually, Walmart really knows how to roll back to second place. Your next number, 46. 46 pounds. That's how much gold an anonymous donor gave to the city of Osaka, Japan to help replace their aging water and sewer pipes. It happened. The gold, it's worth about $3.6 million, arrived last November and the mayor called the gift staggering as the city faces decades of deteriorating infrastructure. Now, Osaka officials say they're going to respect the donor's wishes and put the unusual contribution to work. The gift comes as many of Japan's pipes have outlived their service life. If infrastructure had a bling category, Osaka just won, best pipes. Am I right or wrong? Your final number, 1. Just one flying sword. That's how many weapons left the stage at a theater in Berlin. It landed in the audience during a performance of Richard III, believe it or not. During the final fight scene, the actor lost his grip of the sword and it sailed into the front row, striking a woman in the head. Now, she was treated for just a minor cut and a cool souvenir. The actor apologized and the show eventually continued because the show has to go on. Because even in apparently Berlin, even Shakespeare comes with special effects. I believe it was Shakespeare who wrote, "All the world's a stage." I don't remember the part where it says, "All the stage is airborne." Am I right?
Yes.
That's your daily digits for today, Jackson.
I love it. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Let's check in with James Alexander, our stations across the nation.
Oh, 219 stations across this great country of ours. And you can find us across the globe on the American Forces Network. Yeah. Now, when you want to find out where we are in your neck of the woods, go to dailyflashshow.com and click on where to watch, where you will find a great place called Evansville, Indiana. WJTS-TV. All right, so, you know, I had to learn a little bit about Evansville.
Speak.
I don't know do I get the right accent?
Sure.
That's not Indiana accent.
Southern.
Hoosier? Is that I don't know.
You're a Hoosier, yeah.
All right. Boast Field opened in 1915 in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay.
And it's the third oldest professional baseball stadium in use in America, behind Boston's Fenway Park.
That's interesting.
And Chicago's Wrigley Field.
Really? Okay.
So it's the third oldest. That's dope.
Evansville, you know, and you think about like there's a whole feeling of the Midwest and stuff like that where it's all about community and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's a neat place to, you know, that part of the country is something that it's all about, I don't know, values. Like, I don't know. That's what I think of when I think of that kind of like,
Yeah,
that sort of
I
thing.
think so.
You know, speaking of values, earlier this week we celebrated Memorial Day.
Yes.
And already some people, they took the day off for maybe a cookout, maybe some called it the kind of the unofficial start for summer. However, there was a 98-year-old World War II veteran that wants to make sure that we actually never forget what Memorial Day is all about. At the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C., David Yoho delivered a very emotional message, and it urged younger generations just actually to remember the men and women who served, the sacrifices that they made, and the stories that need to live on long after they're gone. And we're privileged enough to listen to this. Check it out.
Tell your friends about this place. Tell your friends about the fact that you stood in the rain to hear us today. Tell the friends about your dedication. And then tell them about us. Tell them about veterans and say to them, we gave up our yesterdays for your tomorrows. And if they say to you then, who did you hear speak these words? Tell them. It was a 16-year-old boy in the heart and mind and body of a 98-year-old veteran of World War II.
98 years old, and he's still able to, you know, just talk about how much he loves his country. And it seems like, you know, that back then people would, you know, young men would lie about their age, would lie about if they could see or if they were flat-footed, just to serve the country.
yeah.
And it says a lot about the greatest generation there, and the fact that he came out to remind us all of those sort of things. That listen, freedom is not free, right?
No, it's not. I love that saying, all gave some, but some gave all.
yeah.
And I think that's super powerful. And it makes you realize what kind of generation this World War II generation was, that they would be willing to fight for our country. And you look at today's youth and they're obsessed with being influencers and on YouTube channels. And, you know, they don't, it doesn't seem to be the same kind of American soul, you know, when it comes to grit and integrity.
And I would say this, you know, through generations, the experiences of those who were fighting that war is lost.
Yes.
Right? So they fought for you to have this life.
Yeah.
You're living this life, and now it's lost. I mean, we talk about it, especially when we talk about civil rights and all that stuff. It is lost. You never had to go through it. Now you're just like, okay, it is what it is. It happened back in the day. But there's so many people who are affected by it.
And the technology back then too, obviously it wasn't as advanced that we are now. And I don't want to say the word luxuries, but the fact that our soldiers today are still, you know, they're giving their lives. They're saying, this is, hey, I want to protect my country. And if we can keep that going, and that's a great reminder that this 98-year-old veteran said.
We owe them a debt of gratitude.
yeah.
Every person who has served our country.
And we want to thank you right here on Daily Flash for our veterans. And of course, all those that serve in our armed forces and beyond.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. We are back with Craig Brand, and we are talking solar energy. Craig, what are some of the newest technological innovations when it comes to solar?
Well, first of all, good morning. Thank you. It's a beautiful day. The sun has risen. We're making power as a result of it. So Mystic is not only partaking in that, but documenting that. Mystic Energy, which is a division of Mystic Enterprises, has embarked on trying to make solar technology easier for the consumer, where that consumer is an individual person or government. We call it energy in a box. And what we have done was custom modulate solar systems. So when one orders a solar system, whether that is a personal consumer individual or a government, it could take weeks, it could take a month, it could take crews to assemble the new technology that we call a solar system. Solar system is no longer just mechanical equipment or hardware. It is now software. It's now computer controlled. It's now AI assisted. It's now involves electricians and endless amounts of people. What we've done and what the technology has allowed us to do is eliminate all that. We build the system in a box, literally a container box. The container box is not just a container, it's a special container. But we do it plug and play. So at the factory, everything is assembled, the best of the best, the top shelf of what it is you need or what it is the consumer needs. Everything is integrated, everything is segregated, everything is protected, everything is set up so that when it is drop shipped to property, it is ready for your electrician to just literally plug and play. One end goes into your home or into the grid or into your business, and the other end goes to your panels. And that is it.
Craig, would you say these tech advancements are better or worse for the consumer?
So much better for the consumer. One of the complaints we always had when we deliver solar systems for years is the difficulty, and again, the amount of time or the amount of people that would wind up at somebody's business or wind up at somebody's home, or having to tie into a grid and then the municipality and the power company worrying about a third party touching their equipment. Technology has allowed us to do and handle all of that right there at the factory, then with Wi-Fi built into the box, fire suppressants, cooling suppressants, air cooling, gel cooling, water cooling, monitoring, security, environmental elimination. We've been able to put all of that into a power package, and nobody has to touch it at that point. So it is literally dropped on the spot, and we could expand on that. So if you need more energy, it's expandable. If later you need more energy, it's just dropping another box, plug and play, and you're done the same day.
I guess my question is, when it comes to these solar boxes, what about recycling? What happens with regard to maintenance? How do these things end up being reused or recycled?
Well, you're going to love this as to maintenance. Most of the maintenance we can now do remotely. So we no longer, the customer or our client no longer has to have their electrician come out for each and every little issue. No longer, since a lot of this is now IT, no longer needs their computer IT person to come out and incur all these new charges. The systems themselves are monitored at the factory level, and by remote, they're repaired at the factory level if possible. If not, and it is a hardware issue, then it's a matter of just swapping out components, because the components themselves as well are built plug and play.
All right, Craig, we'll have to leave it at that. Great information with regard to solar power and solar energy. Great to see you as always. We'll have more information on our website, dailyflashshow.com, where you can find more about Craig, Mystic Enterprises, and Daily Flash. Again, dailyflashshow.com. We're back right after this.
Hey, if you're looking to show mom some love this Mother's Day with a, say, unique gift idea, lifestyle contributor Joanne Butler has you covered. Hey there, Joanne.
Hi, thanks for having me. Well, let's start with some self-care beauty for mom. I love this collection. It's Olay's Super Serum Body Wash and new matching body lotion. Made with advanced skincare ingredients like niacinamide, beta-hydroxy acid, BHA, collagen peptide, and vitamin C and E. Super serum technology to noticeably improve skin, literally transforms it right in the shower and visibly firms, evens, and brightens. Works for all skin types. Just a nice special treat. You know, the best time to moisturize is right after the shower when your skin is still damp and just locks in the moisture. This super serum sure does that. Skin just looks and feels so smooth and hydrated right away. The collection smells amazing too, and the packaging is really pretty, so it's great for Mom's Day. Body wash is $12.99, the lotion is $14.99, and you can get them right at your favorite local retailer or on their website, olay.com. Now, whether you're surprising mom with breakfast in bed or making her something sweet, I love this. It's Reynolds Wrap. They just introduced it. New Hearts Fun Foil. Just adorable heart design embossed foil to wrap it up with a little extra love. Of course, my mom and I just love getting the foil on its own anytime. I talk about it a lot on the air, and I use the product. I always bring it home, and she gets so excited. But Anyway, this is just the latest in their fun foil product line. I just love it. Of course, the stuff is super, high quality, heavy, durable, so it's got you covered. I'll be hosting Mother's Day this year, so I like to use it for my leftovers and just adds a little nice touch. You can get it right at Walmart, Target, Amazon, and places like that. Now, if mom is a Brady Bunch fan, who isn't? Eve Plum, who played Jan Brady, she wrote a really great book that just came out this week. It's called Happiness Included, Jan Brady and Beyond, just filled with great stories about her time on the show and her life before and after. You can buy signed copies of the book at greenlightbookstore.com. And she also has an entire online store filled with adorable gifts with her designs because she's an artist too. So she even has her own coffee line, which I love, and great stuff for dog lovers, really cute stuff. Check that out at plumgoods.eveplum.tv, or you can just Google Plum Goods and the stuff will come up. And there you have it, my picks for Mother's Day. Have a good one.
And now here's a great way for mom to look amazing on her day. Here's more.
With Mother's Day just around the corner, there are simple ways to help busy moms to refresh and feel their best.
Secret's new whole body cooling deodorant mist and relaxing lavender. It's an instant pick-me-up demonstrated to cool the skin by 10 degrees. For your face, Olay's microsculpting cream with triple collagen peptide instantly activates cells to repair the signs of aging. And Native moisturizing body wash turns a daily shower into a luxurious 24-hour hydration treatment.
Find these products at bit.ly/Mother's Day Beauty Buys and retailers nationwide.
Well, Mother's Day, as mentioned, it is getting closer, and more families are choosing to celebrate at home with simple, thoughtful moments. Here's some easy, stress-free ideas from our friends at Kroger.
The best way to make mom feel special is to just give her a break. And at Kroger, we're here to help. I think every holiday has some kind of special board that goes with it. Mother's Day brunch is no exception. So to make the perfect Mother's Day brunch board, start with some mini croissants and some fresh fruit, add some berries and a Belgian waffle, and don't forget the bacon and a little whipped cream, and you've got a brunch board that mom will be proud of. Any kid can help pick out cards or a bouquet of roses, but then if you have some really tiny ones, give them some sugar cookies and frosting and some sprinkles so that they can make a custom dessert for mom. Older kids can help cut fruit or toast that waffle that we just talked about. And Mother's Day brunch is never over until the kitchen's clean, so don't forget to throw some paper towels and some disposable wipes in your shopping cart. You can find out more at Kroger.com or the Kroger app, and don't forget to check out our Fresh Lane blog. It has amazing recipes for Mother's Day and for any day.
A new campaign is showing a more human way to care for those dealing with cancer. Here's more.
A cancer diagnosis can upend a person's life, and too often people don't have the support they need to navigate the full journey. A new national campaign aims to change that.
The Support is Care campaign aims to raise awareness of supportive cancer care across the United States. We believe cancer care should treat the whole person, not just the disease, and bridge medical treatment with emotional, practical, and financial support, putting people with cancer and caregivers at the center of care.
Learn more at supportiscare.org.
Wildfires now pose a growing threat to communities in all 50 states. Here's more on how we can actually protect our homes.
Wildfire Community Preparedness Day is an opportunity for people to protect their homes by doing some projects right around homes in the neighborhood, perhaps helping others. And some of the specific things that people can do is to remove anything that can burn from within 5 feet of the home. That's sort of pine needles, leaves, any dry brush, things like that. Just out to the 5 feet, which is a very small space, because that's the area that's most critical to keep the home safe. So we often think of wildfire as something we react to, but by the time there's smoke in the air, it's often too late to do much good in terms of protecting your home. We want people to get out safely when they're ordered to evacuate, but they can be doing things on our prep day or all year round to get ready. And these are really simple and often fun things to do with neighbors, sort of that housekeeping, if you will, around the homes. So that's really good to do when it's a blue sky day. Visit wildfireprepday.org to get project ideas, tips, and tools that will help you.
Cruising has emerged as a top choice for families in 2026. Joining us now to share the latest trends is the editor-in-chief of Cruise Critic, Colleen McDaniel.
When it comes to planning the perfect summer getaway, Norwegian Cruise Line makes it simple. Cruising remains the best value for your vacation dollar, with flexibility to wake up in a new destination every day and the convenience of only needing to unpack once. From world-class dining and entertainment to relaxing spas and thrilling attractions on board, there really is something for every type of traveler. Norwegian also has exciting new experiences, including a brand new family-friendly water park with 19 different water slides debuting this summer on their private island in the Bahamas, Great Stirrup Cay. And their newest ship, Norwegian Luna, is now sailing to the Caribbean. Top destinations this season include Alaska for an unforgettable outdoor adventure, Europe for a more immersive cultural experience, and the Caribbean and Bahamas for a sun-soaked getaway. With value top of mind, NCL is currently offering 50% off all cruises, plus more savings with its Free at Sea package, which includes unlimited open bar, specialty dining, free Wi-Fi, and more. To learn more and book your next trip, visit ncl.com.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites, and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson.
Buzz, Woody, Jesse, and the rest of the Toy Story gang go head-to-head with a new threat to Playtime. This is today's must-watch movie, Toy Story 5.
Do you, Forky, to Karen Beverly to be your beloved bride?
Yeehaw! I now pronounce you husband and knife. Who poisoned the maid of honor?
Bonnie, there's a package for you. Oh, thank you, thank you.
Hi there, I'm Lilypad. Let's play.
Oh, extinction, not again.
Bonnie, screen time's over now.
Okay.
I want to talk to you, Device.
Please, call me Lily.
Me and the toys have been working all summer to try and get Bonnie to make friends.
Yeah.
But then you had to ruin
Got
it.
it.
You're not even listening to me.
I'm always listening. See?
Now look here. Me and the toys have been working all summer.
Now in Spanish.
Con los gemelos Jordan. Al otro lado del
What?
Yeah, I got dibs on behind the dresser.
Woody!
Jesse, hello?
Is it as bad out there for toys as they say it is?
We're finding more abandoned toys each day.
We're down! Tex invaded our house, too.
I don't know, Jesse. Toys are for play, but tech is for everything.
I'm losing Bonnie to this device.
You got a friend.
Woody!
Came here as fast as I could.
Why are you wearing a dress, Woody?
It's called a poncho, Forky.
Oh! Someone needs a brown marker.
Halt! Who goes there? Whoa, whoa, whoa! I come in peace.
It's been too long, cowboy.
What are you, some sort of old man toy?
What?
She thinks you're old because you're bald, Woody.
Bonnie needs help from someone at least from the same century. So long, toys.
We're gonna need backup. No way. She's getting away, boss!
Our mission on this planet is to make a child happy.
Bonnie still needs us. Come on, Bullseye!
Buzz, you stay here. I'm going with them.
You don't think I can do it?
No!
Nice poncho.
It's good to see them fighting again.
It sure is.
That does it. You got friends with us. We'll see you when we look at you.
Good,
Bye-bye.
everybody.